Boruto manga chapter 46 is out, so if you don't check out the chapter yet, please do, because there will be a lot of spoilers in this video. So this chapter was an amazing chapter, and I really like a lot of things that happened in this chapter. The events that occurred in this chapter made the Boruto story much more interesting than it was, and the information we are getting is gonna help read the One Piece theories, to bring up a lot of theories about what's to happen next in the community. So let's get into the chapter. So we start the chapter off by seeing a dialogue happening between Kashin Koji and JIGEN, and JIGEN confirmed the idea of Kashin Koji, saying that he was created to kill him, and that his whole purpose in life was to kill him, JIGEN. So we then move to Konoha village, where the spectators of the battle are watching what's happening between Kashin Koji and JIGEN, and the members of the Konoha village are confused about what's happening with the members of the Kara organization, specifically JIGEN and Kashin Koji. But Amadou sets the record straight, saying that he and Kashin Koji were both playing as being members of the organization, and that this is the right time to take JIGEN down because he has been severely weakened due to the battle he had with Sasuke and Naruto. So this really makes a lot of sense. We then move on to the dialogue happening between Kashin Koji and JIGEN. And JIGEN makes a funny statement here, saying that Kashin Koji is just a tool being used by Amadou. And what the response Kashin Koji gave, I was not expecting to hear from him. But he states that I'm fine with being a tool, for that's what shinobi are. And this is really interesting, and I'm going to be dropping a theory about this, because Kashin Koji is just a clone of Jiraiya, and he's stating this really makes this cloning business a real deal in the story, because not being a shinobi but acting like a shinobi just make you much more interesting. The battle begins, and they both attack. Kashin Koji and JIGEN both attack, and there are a lot of attacks being used in this battle. JIGEN has the ability to absorb chakra-based attacks, so he's absorbing most of the attacks which are being used by Kashin Koji. But the fight still rages on, and no one has been defeated yet in the battle. And the battle is amazing. Boruto greatness! The battle is amazing. The speed at which they are moving when animated is gonna be crazy, and I really hope the anime makes justice to this. Kashin Koji is really powerful. I'm gonna say he's top 5 so far, because even though JIGEN is weak, keeping up with JIGEN's speed and his ability is crazy. JIGEN is able to absorb any attack that is thrown towards his way, and it's funny thinking about what Kashin Koji is gonna do to defeat JIGEN, if he's able to defeat JIGEN in the end. Kashin Koji is using a lot of shadow clones in this battle, and his fighting style is so similar to that of Jiraiya's. And even Naruto said this in the chapter. He stated the way he's fighting is like, and we all know who he's referring to. Naruto is referring to Jiraiya. And JIGEN have another dialogue, and JIGEN confirms and says to Kashin Koji that you are really serious about taking me down. Are you prepared to die? Kashin Koji then responds, that's my lie, I'm gonna kill you. That's basically what he's saying. And then give it the name of who JIGEN really is. JIGEN's true form. And it's stated here. His name is Otsutsuki Ishiki. And we've been waiting for this so long in the story. The story is now shaping out. Amadou then confirms this story, stating that that is JIGEN's real form, Otsutsuki Ishiki. So we then get to learn the history of Ishiki and Kaguya. And Kaguya was a powerful opponent they fought in the Great Ninja, when we saw how strong of an opponent she was and how powerful she was. And it took the whole nation to come together to just fight against something like this. So just think about how powerful Ishiki is gonna be. So we are then introduced to the history that happened between Kaguya and Ishiki. And Amadou states that he and Kaguya came to the planet long ago, coming to take the chakra fruit and everything, but they had a misunderstanding between them, and Kaguya suddenly turned against Ishiki. Amadou states he doesn't know the details about what happened with or between Kaguya and Ishiki, but that's what really happened between Kaguya and Ishiki. Kaguya caught Ishiki off guard and almost killed him, and that's why he had to find another way to live as long as he has lived and find someone to take over his body. So he found a monk, and this monk was JIGEN. And this really makes a lot of sense because looking at JIGEN's appearance, he looks like a calm dude, and his design is no far away from the designs of monks. So this really makes a lot of sense. So we get to find out that he took over JIGEN's body, who was a monk who had nothing to do with Kara. And this really contrasts the idea of being a monk. Monks are patient and really don't want to interfere with anyone's business. So this is really interesting, and I'm going to be making a video about this later on. So keep in touch. Subscribe to this channel, because this channel is going to be fire. Boruto greatness. Yeah, so Amadu then ensures he has protection from the Leaf Village and asks Naruto to give him his word or bring the paperwork or something. And Naruto states that due to the circumstances they are in, there's no way they could do the paperwork now, but he's giving him his word. And as long as Naruto says he's giving his word to Amadu is safe. So that was just a little thing I wanted to talk about. Let's then talk about what happened in the rest of the chapter. We then get to learn more about what karma actually is and how karma works and what it does for the Otsutskis and why they really enjoy using karma so much. So Amadu uses an example what happened with Boruto and states how Boruto got the karma. And this is what Amadu states from the manga. He states, during the battle, Momoshiki converted himself into data, replicated himself, and implanted that into Boruto's body. So now we are having computer science and programming in Boruto. So if you've not seen a computer science book or something, let's go online and check about what computer science is about. So now that's what we are saying. I read it again. Amadu stated, during the battle, Momoshiki converted himself into data, replicated himself, and implanted that into Boruto's body. And that's how he implanted the karma into Boruto's body. He then further goes on to say that, do you understand? In short, karma is a highly compressed Otsutsuki backup file. Oh my god. Did you hear that? Let me read it again. It's a highly compressed Otsutsuki backup file. That's all karma is. It's just a backup file for the Otsutsuki. That's how they prolong their life. That's how they live forever. That's how they become gods. That's how they consider themselves immortal. That's what they do to people to keep their lives going. So he then further goes on to say, and I read this directly from the manga, the compressed file slowly extracts over time. That's going on even this very minute. And when all of this data is fully extracted, Boruto will be overwritten by Momoshiki's data, and Boruto himself will be completely ceased to exist. Boruto will completely cease to exist. So that's how the karma works, stated by Amadu. And there are some amazing designs we get to see, and oh my god, you have to check this for yourself. I'll find a picture and upload it so you could see, but if I'm not able to find it, you just have to check the manga. His design is ridiculous. He looks exactly like Momoshiki, and it's so dope, and I really like the design very much. So Amadu then states the only way to prevent this is by killing the vessel, and he said we could stop Momoshiki by killing Boruto, but we know Naruto is not going to do that because Naruto don't kill people, and that is his son, and there's no way he's going to be cool with killing Boruto. So Boruto is going to become Momoshiki if they don't find a way to stop this from happening. We don't know what will happen in the future chapters, but I hope they find ways to actually stop this from happening. Sasuke being Sasuke asks the most important questions, and it is stated by Amadu that the karmas do disappear once the Otsutsuki member has taken over his vessel's body. So once Momoshiki takes over Boruto's body, the karma is going to disappear because it has completed its purpose, and Boruto is going to be fully known as Momoshiki. So that really makes a lot of sense, and I really like that from Otsutsuki, from the Otsutsuki, and I really like how smart Sasuke is being, because that has been his character since the Naruto story. So I really like that from Sasuke. So we then get more information about what happened between Ishiki and JIGEN, and we find out that JIGEN was not implanted with the karma mark when he was being taken over by Ishiki, but Ishiki rather took over JIGEN's body by entering through his ears and over time he gave Jigen the karma mark. But due to Jigen's body not able to handle the immense chakra or the immense power of Ishiki, Jigen's body was not stable. That's why he had to look for another vessel, and that's why we have Kawaki being the vessel of Ishiki. So Jigen does not have the body and does not have the strength to take over and to hold the great power that Ishiki possesses. So that really makes a lot of sense, and I really like that, because the story is being expanded more and more. Because I had my doubt when Naruto ended and when the Boruto story started, but now the story is getting interesting, and I really like this. The characters that are being introduced are gonna be so overpowered that if Boruto is able to defeat them, he's gonna be god tier after this story. So Ishiki Otsutsuki entered Jigen's body through the ear using his special jutsu, and it is stated by Amadu that he is still alive physically, living within Jigen's body. So Ishiki is still alive, but his vessel is Kawaki. So once his vessel is ready and complete, he's gonna take over Kawaki's body, and that's what is gonna make Kawaki bad and make him turn on the Hidden Leaf Village. So we then move on to the battle happening on between Kashinkoji and Jigen looks worn out, even though he's not dead yet. And the battle is still interesting. The attacks are still coming from everywhere. Shadow clones here, Toad Oil here, fire here, everything here, Dark Swamp here. So the battle is being interesting, and everything I really like. I like it so much. I'm so excited I can't even speak. This chapter is amazing. So Kashinkoji is doing really well against Jigen, and I don't think he's gonna win this battle, but he's doing really well. If it was someone, the person would have been defeated so easily, but Kashinkoji is holding his own against Jigen, even though Jigen is weak. So the battle still continues, and we get to see Kashinkoji use his summonings, and he summons real flames from another part of a burning island, and Jigen tries to absorb these flames, but he's not able to absorb this because it is not chakra based. It is real flames burning out, and Kashinkoji is finally able to land an attack on Jigen, and oh my god, Jigen looks pissed and so weak as hell. and we then move on to the panel where Amadu is speaking with the members of the Leaf Village, and he states that they should not worry because he's gonna teach them a way to defeat the Otsutskis. And oh my god, he's gonna teach them a way to defeat the Otsutskis. So we're gonna teach Sasuke, Naruto, Momonosuke, Kawaki. Oh my god, that's exciting. So Amadu states that he's gonna teach them a way to defeat the Otsutskis, so they should not worry about it. So that's gonna be amazing. And the ending panel of the chapter, we get to see Jigen look so stressed out and look scared. This is the first time I've seen Jigen look like this. And his face looks like, oh my god, he feels like he's about to be killed by Kashinkoji. But I do think he's gonna show us something in the next chapter to make him even look more overpowered than badass. I really love this chapter a lot, and my thoughts on the chapter are crazy, but the idea of a monk being possessed by an evil villain is funny to think about, because monks are supposed to be these calm-headed individuals who do not engage in violence, who do not try to cause any trouble, but Jigen being possessed by Ishiki is just amazing. I'm gonna be dropping videos about this, so you guys subscribe to my channel. This channel is gonna talk about Boruto in depth, and you're gonna understand. You're gonna enjoy Boruto more after watching videos on my channel. So you have to subscribe to my channel, because videos I post here are gonna be fire. Like this chapter, Boruto greatness. This chapter was fire as hell. If you do not like this chapter, you could stop reading Boruto. But if you like the chapter, like this video, subscribe down below, comment down below who you think would win in the fight. Do you think Kashinkoji has a chance winning against Jigen or not? Let me know what you think about it. Anime Eclipse here, and I'm out.